This is everything I got down to Tractor Supply the other day, except for 2 plants, and they went out in the front flower bed. They're sedums, got autumn fire sedums, so those will come back. But this actually will come back too. This phlox, but I just wanted to put it in the pot. It'll come back in this This was my pond I took out, and I just had it behind the shed, so I made it a planter now, so I have another one now. He got me 2 big bags of dirt, but didn't quite fill it up, but almost. But I went and got a whole bunch of leaves, a whole bunch of them I put in the bottom of it, which took up a good, 3 or 4 inches, so that helped fill it up. And just kind of mixed the leaves. There's some sticks in there too, but so it helped add it. But that's alright. I can add another bag of dirt for next year. But right now it's plenty. It's good now. But so I got 2 fuchsias. Most of the time you see these hanging in pots and are really already big and grown, and they're just you can't really take them out and put them in a better pot, one with a little bit more dirt, because they've been in that same pot forever. But they had these small ones, so I got 2 of them, and there's some of them just starting to open. So these on the backside, I get a little bit more shade underneath my crabapple tree. And these, they had I think 5 or 6 of these. It's called Patio Blue Salvia. And I picked 2 of the best. They were pretty rough looking. But these 2, I could tell they were trying to, make it. So I trimmed them. I cut some of the tall, dead looking stuff off of them. And I got these 2 for $1 or something a piece. And the phlox wasn't on sale. It was like $7. And then these 2 canna lilies, they'll be blooming soon. I think they were marked off too. These were marked off, so those are $1 something a piece, and the salvias were $1 something a piece. And I think the fuchsias were a little bit more, but they, everything was. I got everything discounted except for the phlox and the 2 sedums I bought, but like I said, I planted them up in the front flower bed. So, yeah, they're already starting to, I can tell they're already growing just in a few days. Got some new growth on them, but they won't come back, but that's fine. And these right here are some type of African daisy. I forget the name, but they're supposed to get bigger and have these really big old bright yellow blooms in the center, kind of orangey. I'd send you a picture of the tag, but they'll get bigger. So this end will get more sun out here, so I put the canna lilies here. So I think it's going to be good here in a few weeks. It'll start growing and filling in, and so that's what I got at the Tractor Supply that day. But this will be back next year. But sometimes the canna lilies can come back, but I haven't had that luck. Anytime I plant them, they've not come back. Little bee snail. A tiny little. Can't focus any of them. Focus on it. So there it is. Little snail. Get out in the yard, snail. And then so these are the Thai basil. This is the basil. It's Thai. Thei, like the country, Thailand or something. They'll bloom. But they were small and I put them in here, but it smelled good. And then of course a coleus. I think I had this same one last year, but it's growed a lot. And then these 2 coleuses, like this, look good together. This one's really, really red, a little bit of splotchy color. And then these ones, they've done a lot of growing. I bought them. There's a little 6-pack of them at Lowe's. Small, kind of scraggly looking, really, but coleuses are pretty good about coming in once you put them in some, good dirt and give them some moisture. But I like all the pink. And this is salvia. I don't know the name. I've never had it. I've seen it, but I wish I'd always been buying them. But it was, when I got it earlier in the spring, it was, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 inches tall, but it split off. And see, it's got these, probably salvia. I don't know the name of it, but the leaves, I don't think they smell, but it's going to have more shoots coming off. But and then the little diamond euphorbias, they're kind of cute little plants. They just small little, just kind of like a fluffy fluffy little filler kind of. I think they actually kind of like a little bit more sun. They can take some shade, but like last year I put some in the shade over there underneath the crabapple, and they just didn't really grow a whole lot. So they must like a little bit more sun. I mean, these ears, ones I've had for over a year now, they won't be bringing them in the garage. The Alacostia elephant ear, I don't know. This is a peach tree. He's got one in his desk, in his office at work. The peach tree, the pits or whatever you want to call them, they were sprouting out around the peach tree, so I dug a couple of them up, and this one, as you can see, if I don't break it, it is, let's see, it's probably 3, 4, I'm probably getting close to 4 foot tall. So of course his ain't growing like this, it's, not outside, but, I don't know, I need to do some more reading on this elephant ear, because if it'll come back, I guess I should have put it in the dirt, but I'm not too sure on this elephant ear if it'll survive, wintertime. Even though our winters ain't that bad, but still. I can't. It starts with an A, but it's way bigger this year. I like it. I think it's neat. I like these little ruffly edges. Got rain last night, thankfully. I don't know how long it rained, but I remember waking up in here and it was coming down pretty good. My big ears out there, they really needed a good drink, because water hose just don't cut it, and I just not gonna stand there and water, especially when you have a well. I'll just keep the top part moistened. But they really need a good deep watering. So this is, like I said, my Speedwell. It's like those blue ones in the garage flower bed, but these are a pink version. These are called First Love. These have been blooming since early spring, so I've trimmed them here and there, so they still keep shooting out. Looking a little spindly, but I'll give them a little Miracle-Gro, because this dirt is potting soil that, from last year, so I just kept it and added leaves and whatnot in it. And got this a few weeks ago. It's an obedient plant. I think it'll come out. It's a perennial, so it should come back. And then it's a butterfly bush. Did I get it? I think I got it at the Tractor Supply too. I got it discounted too. So it's a smaller kind, so it doesn't get really big. So I think it'll do good. And this one right here, I found the last time I was at Walmart, I couldn't get outside because they had it closed off. Of course, it's like, I don't know why they don't have, because I asked the guy, he said, well, they didn't have nobody to manage the area, so they just shut the door to the little outside garden spot. I mean, you can still get out, but you couldn't get out where they had their plants and stuff. They had the door pulled down. So somebody had just set this plant down. It's called a Cape Plumbago. It was discounted, I think, like $3. It's supposed to be a perennial, I think, but I just always seen them on some of the YouTubers I watch, and it makes a big kind of kind of a shrubby little, fluffy little bush, but got some like powder blue flowers, and then that's part of the angel wings I got at Donna's. The other one, it kind of crapped out on me, but this one's still doing pretty good. And then just added some, coleus. This one's not been in here for too long. A couple here. And then these two plants here are like a type of a dead nettle, like a stinging nettle. I don't know, it's like a nettle, but it'll come back. I had it in the beginning of the spring. I wasn't going to do the little deck pond, so I thought, well, I'd make a little planter out of it. So I bought these two because these put out little pink flowers, but really the leaves are really pretty, and it was doing really good up there. And then before we got that great big old storm, we kept getting so much rain, and that I couldn't put drainage holes in the little, what I use for the deck pond, because then it would just drain out dirt, on the deck. So I was like, oh, it'll be okay. Well, of course, it sat there and filled up with water, so I had no choice but to take everything out. And so I cut them back, and I had them over here underneath over there, but I think they need some. They don't want sun, but they need more bright light. So I cut them back, and I put them here a couple weeks ago. So I'm hoping they'll start to fill in a little bit more. Little begonia is kind of struggling, but the other one, I bought two of them. The other one was doing fine. It's big and blooming, and this one, for some reason, so I put it over here. I see some new growth at the bottom. So this pot, it's kind of a work in progress. Some stuff's been here for a while and kind of done its thing, but it's still kind of like, it was really pretty in the first, when it first came out this spring, and but it's still blooming pretty good. But so I'm hoping these little things, I know the coleus will grow and get way bigger and fill in. So just hoping this will too. I think it will too. It's used as a ground cover. So, but the leaves, what's so pretty about it is you can't tell because it didn't get enough light. Where the second time that I planted it, you get a lot of silver in them, and the edges will be green. But I think it'll come back and fill in pretty good. So it's already, I can see new growth. I give it some miracle growth because I said this is old dirt. So yeah. So then these coleus are really, it's part of that 6-pack that I bought. That were small and spindly and leggy and ugly I got, and they have really. And this is, I think they call this a cone because it's got the big old leaves. And this is a coleus too. I think the tag said dragon's blood or something. I don't know, dragon something, but it's really neat because it's like hot pink. I mean, you can get like different light through it, and it's just like hot pink. And the stems are definitely like a hot pink, kind of a fuchsia, but it's a little leggy, but I don't, maybe that's the way it's supposed to grow. And some more coleuses here. And the popcorn plant is just popping. Look how tall it is. The thing wasn't but like a foot tall when I bought it, and it's every bit of 5 foot tall now. It's supposed to put out yellow flowers, and I think it's getting ready to. I see little buds right there. I probably could have used more sun, but it gets pretty good right here on the edge. Smells like popcorn. Leaves close up at night, kind of like a mimosa tree. But it's... And then there's the front side, some pentas over here. Those are little annuals. Those are pretty easy. They're kind of like petunias if you don't kind of deadhead them here and there, like this one. If you don't cut it back. Well, you cut it back and then it's already got a new... They're pretty easy. They have like pink and white and kind of a purpley color. And then more of the diamond euphoria, and that's a purple heart. That's actually a perennial. it'll come back. I have some in the garage flower bed. I've had it for a couple, 3 years now. It kind of acts like a ground cover too. But kind of get a better view of the popcorn plant. But yeah, it won't come back, but it's still growing. I got growth up there up top. But yeah, here's some more pentas, more of a purpley, pinky, and these are the Wide Garden chick. She uses a lot of these. I can't pronounce it. I know the name starts with an A, but they have different pink and purple and white annuals, and the little Garia. It's starting to come in a little bit. I trimmed it back, so it's really starting to kind of do its little floaty, feathery. And these right here, these are verbenas. I like verbenas. There's a purple one here, and then this is a red, and then some more of that right there. But this right here, I need to move them because these are 2 seeds I planted. Mexican torchflower. I grew it one time, quite a few years ago. Same seed packet. And they get tall like a sunflower, but they put out these bright orange flowers, like daisy looking flowers. So I need to get it out of this pot and put it in a spot, but I really need to protect it so nothing comes and eats it. It's finally growing pretty good. I got 2 of them. One's bigger than the other one, but I think because it's getting more light. But I don't know why, but I think our red and purple go together. So might be a long video. There's my tacky rugs I put there to keep been there for a couple months to keep the dogs from eating the dirt. They wanted to go there and eat dirt in that spot, and Kinsley was eating entirely too much of it, so that kind of put a stop to that. For now, maybe eventually they'll get another little spot, but well, it's just this has been in here for a while. It needs a little bit more sun, but it's managed to put out a little flower, a little annual. And this I've had last year. It's a type of a ground cover. You see it puts out, and then these little things here, it touches the ground and it puts out roots, and it'll make a whole new plant. But I just kind of put it here just for some creeping Jenny in there, and just stuck it in there. And that concrete planter, and it's been there since last spring. And that's actually a type of a house plant, like a polka dot plant. And a Christmas tree fern I stuck here a couple years ago. It's come back. And then there's that begonia I said. I need to put some mulch over here. I just haven't got to it yet. And just my little quirky corner. I got this at Wofford's. It's a smaller size of a hosta, and I think it'll get bigger, but not huge hosta. And this is one of my guacamoles I stuck here. And this is that orange plant I got up there on the deck. It's the orange marmalade, the firecracker plant. They can't take a whole lot of sun, but I think they need a little bit of sun, but it doesn't get any right here. It gets some dappled sun, but it's grown a lot, so actually I see blooms coming on it, actually, or buds rather. So I've just stuck some hosta because these are all part of that bee box, and they're just open to the bottom. So that's the begonia. Just my little odds and then eclectic corner over here, the coleus and a hosta. And this is another hosta I got at Wofford's, and it's called a curly fry hosta. It stays small. Of course, it'll fill in more, but it's getting ready to bloom. Actually got 2 buds. I thought it's kind of got it protected because little chipmunks kind of get in here. Toads, really, what comes in here is they like to bury up during the day, down little hidey spots in the heat, and then they come out in the evenings and nighttime. And of course, a caladium. And there's that orange. Had that big cluster of orange blooms earlier this spring, one I've had since last year. I'll have to bring inside again. And the caladium, and then this is a fern I got at Wofford's too, and it's crazy that it's an annual. It won't come back. Well, I mean, it's not an annual, but for here it will be, because it can't survive winters, but it's pretty neat. Silver something, I could never remember the names unless it's something I've had a lot. I don't know, it's a fern. It don't matter. I like maybe I'll bring it in to the winter time and see how it does there. But that's another little pond container, but it's a short one. It's probably like 8 inches deep. So I just stick odds and ends, some of my Dollar General stuff I've had, stick in little stuff. And just my quirky corner. I want to put some mulch through here. I don't, as you can tell, I know no sense in planting nothing in the, in the dirt really, because Kinsley, she likes to traipse through here and stick her little nose in places, but I kind of resituated it about a month or so ago. So it made it better, so she can't get her nose, she can't get in that little area. She's blocked off. That's probably why I got so much stuff stuck around there, but I don't care, I like it. It's not Better Homes and Garden worthy, but I like it. And I got these caladiums at Wofford's too. I thought that was kind of different. I've never seen nothing like that. And then the coleus and the purple heart. This one, since it's in the shade, it'll have more green in it than the purple. The more sun it gets, the more purple it'll be. So I got it in a pot. I heard to put the fence here because Sparta kind of come through here too. Started to hike on that pot there, but so I don't know. I've showed you that. I've had that a long time now. And these, I got those little wire baskets covering these two. These two come back. These are, and that's like that one nettle plant, but this is a different variety, and it puts out little yellow flowers. But it's definitely more shade, and I used to have one at Creekside a long time ago. So I put this over it so it, can't get stepped on. I mean, I could put a little fence, but it's kind of hard, the rocks and stuff, so I think I've got it to where, even Kinsley runs through here. I mean, she's not going to hurt nothing, obviously. She can just, go through there. But she knows now I got it fixed to where it's hard to, she can't get her little nose into stuff. And then this is right here. All my Dollar General dollar things I bought. And just like I said, I know I've said before, it used to be part of a fountain. This is like the base. It's metal. That's the base, but the water would come up through the holes in the top of the mushrooms and spill over the top, and it would look like rain falling around the edge of the mushroom. When I first got it, probably, I don't know, 14, 15 years ago, something like that. It was really neat. But the little pond container that sat over the top of it, almost like a lid that go in a cup, sat over the top of it, so the water was always, contained, but it would just spill over but it just did too much splatter, and it constantly evaporated. So that got old. So I just kept this, and I spray painted it kind of halfway, but so I just my little imagination corner, I guess you call it. I just come over here and tinker, and that right there, it's a fish tank ornament. I tried it in one of the fish tanks, but I never could quite get it placed right, so a yard ornament it is. Now these ears are doing pretty good. They're kind of, I got Put this little fence around it to try to keep Kinsley. I don't know if it's Kinsley or chipmunks or what. I added some more dirt to the top of it, and it seems to have helped make them help. And I got this fence to help it stand up because it was. Of course, it gets most of the light is that way. So it really. One time it was growed so much it was, like leaning down. So I spun it around, put the little fence behind it to help prop it up, and it's actually growing a lot better now and doing better. Little staghorn ferns hanging on down here, but got one little dead leaf on it, but I highly doubt it'll be coming in because it sucks. It's got a neat plant, but it's got some size to it. I just don't have no place for a hanging plant. I mean, I guess I could hang it in the garage. I don't know, but you actually don't even need any dirt at all for these plants. They really just where they come from, some tropical place or whatever, like South America. I don't know, somewhere they grow. And they grow in the crooks of trees, like where like moss and stuff, debris collects in the crooks of the trees, and that's where they grow. And you can take them. A lot of people will mount them to where the roots are just kind of stuck to things. I've seen all kind of different. It's actually in that book of memos, that Better Homes and Garden book. But I put it in some dirt and then just put it in the coconut thing where it gets. And these are all part of. They said don't tear that off. You think it's old, but it's part of the plant. It's like one of the pine cone I found in it. It's all part of the plant, but it's definitely a different plant. I don't know. It might survive in the garage. I don't know. It doesn't like to be wet, but it needs humidity. See the staghorn fern? It's like them stags. It's a type of a deer. They have them like in Europe and places. I don't know, but it's definitely a neat plant. I don't know. I might attempt to just hang it in the garage and do the best I can with it, but it's done really good underneath this crabapple. Well, I think I've blah blah blah'd enough. So I think I'm gonna get off of here, and I said to stick off silly. This is a Christmas ornament. It's got a little clip. And I stuck it on this little sunflower because a little bit of sun gets right here and it just sits over here and sparkles. Yeah. Well, alright, so I'm gonna go. Stuff to do, as usual. Normal, everyday stuff. I hung my little glittery hearts. That's another Christmas decoration I think I've had forever. So anyways, I'll get off of here. I shall talk to you later. Bye-bye.